Good morning. Welcome to the AM show. It is 9 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Very good morning to you. Dating has changed for a while, but it's not all doom and gloom. This pandemic has presented us with some opportunities as well as limitations, and who better to talk us through them than our next guest. She's got a new podcast out today that will explain it all, but for some quick advice on dating in a post-lockdown world is sexologist and relationship expert, Dr. Nikki Goldstein. Nikki, g'day. Good morning to you.
Good morning. It's good to be back.
Yeah, nice to see you too. We've been waiting for this. Okay, dating. Although you're a bit now an expert in long distance relationships because you're blokes where Sydney and you're in Gold Coast.
Yes. Well, this is the relationship pivot. And I know a lot of people that have been in this situation where the dynamics of your relationship quickly change. So whether you are stuck at home or whether you were actively dating and now you're only online, or for people like me, you've had to leave your partner in another state. So, we're all adapting to those changes.
You look like you've coped okay with it all.
It's not been so bad. I think that saying absence makes the heart grow fonder is definitely true in some circumstances, but I'm very keen to get back to Sydney and get back to quasi-normal life.
Yes, you better clean up the house as well. Hangover 5 or whatever. Anyway, so when it comes to dating, so level 2, it's very exciting because you can finally meet them.
Yes. But I think there's still risks involved. Everybody's still quite anxious around what does physical contact mean, and especially in the dating world. I think we're going to see this rush for people go, oh, I can go and date again and I can hook up, I can do all these things. But, there'll be a lot of people that still have an anxiety around who am I going on a date with? What risks am I involving? But I think what's really important is not to dive into it too quickly. I know when I was writing my dating book and I did the man ban, everyone said, once you get dating again, you'll fall in love straight away. And that was exactly what happened. You crave that intimacy, so you kind of jump towards the first person that presents themselves. So I think you've got to be very careful with this slow and steady ease back in, is that you still take it slowly as you would pre-pandemic, but just being aware that your emotions may be more driven towards physical contact.
Well, there might be some sort of bit of venting to do. There might be all this built-up frustration where they have to lunge for each other.
And that's exactly what we're going to see. I saw a report out on the Gold Coast Bulletin the other day saying that the STI rates are already going through the roof. So I think we're going to have some consequences to post-pandemic dating. So for anybody out there, it's no excuse. We still need to be careful, if you know what I'm talking about, but just being aware that we do crave physical intimacy as human beings. And I think it's going to be very interesting as we start to see these, lockouts being restricted a little bit or lifted, that people are going to be really understanding how important that has been over the last few months.
Nikki, very quickly, good advice there. But what about for couples who've really struggled during this lockdown? What's your advice to them to just sort of get things back on track and a bit of sizzle back in that relationship?
Well, I think if you've been really struggling, now's the time to actually have a little bit of space from each other. Maybe you can get back into the normality of catching up with a friend, going for a coffee, going for a walk. I think the hardest thing for couples has been expecting everything from each other because you've been stuck at home with each other. That's not normally what you would have been doing. Your emotional needs could have been met from other people in terms of friends, work colleagues. You're getting that emotional stimulation. So I think just being able to share that around in your inner circle will help the relationship, because instead of being stuck at home complaining about what's not going on or who's not doing things around the home, hopefully you can have some other things going on in your life so that you give your partner a little bit of a break. That might help spark the relationship back by not being so hard on each other and not relying on each other for everything.
Yes, there have been a few people probably climbing the walls, I would have thought, in the last 6 weeks. But anyway, hey, lovely to see you. Good stuff. Sexologist and relationship expert, Dr. Nikki Goldstein, with her new blog as well.